I'm installing this Creality hot end on my Ender 3 printer. I've found where the wire was that goes into this. It has a new, like, I guess temperature sensor, which is that small hole right there. And I have to reroute this black wire, or this, yeah, now it's a black wire. It was a white wire, but it's the top one up there I had to disconnect. And be careful because you'll pull the whole little white part off, which I did, and just re-put it in. Just make sure you got it tight. Now what I've done is, the new one is this black wire into this white wire, and I've taped it to the old white wire so I could pull it through the loom. And I've removed all my zip ties, so it should pull through pretty easily. But I should have, I guess, started recording at the very beginning, but this is going to be how you install a hot end on your Creality Ender 3. Kind of helped push it in there because I was pulling on the other side, which is going to be this one, which obviously that's not going to work in the new piece because it has a little bar that goes in there that you tighten down. So I'm starting to pull this while holding on to this with the other hand, so I can't hold the camera at the same time. But that's basically what I'm going to do. I guess I'll keep coming back and forth and helping. I'll probably put some tape over this too, actually, so it doesn't get caught on that. Just using some masking tape so it can't hook on anything, but you'll see. So I realize there's a double loom around this, so you can kind of bunch this up a little bit and kind of help slide it down. It's hard to do with one hand, but you basically push this side and then you hold on to it. It's gonna, I can't explain it, but you slowly got to push this through. It helps if you move this loom out of the way though, so you can really just concentrate on this and slightly concentrate on this part and just slightly pull on the white wire on the other side. And surprisingly, it worked not too badly. I've got it almost all the way through. I'm gonna get it at least as level with this. So now it's pretty much pulling pretty smoothly. I really need both hands, so I have to drop it, the camera for a bit, but it is pulling pretty smoothly. I kind of bunch these cables. If you kind of push them together, they get wider so you can have a little more room, but it's a good way to feed it. You definitely want to tape around everything so it doesn't hook as you go through. And I'll leave this piece that attaches the two connections on there because it seems like it was going to catch everywhere, and I don't know, maybe I can undo it now, but it's going to be in there and it's going to hook anyways, so you might as well just leave it on. But yeah, we're getting it. All right, now that I've got these both level, I've taken the tape off that was connecting this end to there. It looks like it's intertwined in these cables, so I'm not gonna reuse this. So I'll keep it there just in case I need wire for something else. But it's a good, I guess it's a temperature sensor, I'm guessing. I mean, I don't even know, but I know this replaces the other part. So cut that off, and that original part fits into the new part still. So now I've got my two wires in it. It looks like I will take that green tape off, but I'll wire this. Anyone who can't remember what screws went where, the two small Allen wrenches went up here, and the long one went here, and I don't know how. This is a Phillips at the top. I just slightly tightened everything so that all this will line up, but this is a Phillips head I accidentally loosened with a Allen, so I thought it was an Allen, but it's actually a Phillips, and I can't concentrate that thing really perfect. But so it's an Allen right there, or I mean a Phillips on the top one, if you're getting confused, and it has a little bit wider of a top, so it's definitely a little bit different size screw because those other ones weren't fitting in there, and that's how I figured that out. So all right, got my wires fed. I'll probably do a couple more zip ties, but I've zip tied everything that I think needed replacing. Has these 3 screws on the bottom, so I'm going to loosen those up, and I'm going to add a little bit of thermal grease to the end of each of these one at a time, so that way I put one in and I'm not making a big mess touching the other one, and snug them down. One thing to do is not over tighten these screws. Like on some of these, when I was just putting on that thing, I almost stripped something out. I could feel it starting to slip. So you don't have to tighten these super tight. If you do, it's sheet metal and it'll strip or strip your screw really easy. So anyways, I'm going to put these two pieces in here, and then I'll be putting it back up here and installing the tube and whatnot. So stay tuned if you still need my help. Alright, applied my grease, and as you can see, this stuff's getting everywhere, so I'm going to take the little rubbing alcohol on a napkin and wipe it off and any excess on both sides, because as you can see they poke out hollow on the side. So get a little rubbing alcohol and clean it up. The thing I noticed is on my printer, at least, this fan thing is too tight with this piece, but I noticed they came with an extra one, so I'm going to install this one on there because it'll give more room for my cables. Otherwise this thing is going to be pinched against all these wires and stuff. So it looks like I need a little tool that'll fit on the flat spot on this to unscrew it, and then I can screw this one back on. So let's see how that works. Alright, it was a 14 millimeter that fit on this flat spot on this one, and this new one took a 10. I haven't tried fitting anything yet, so let's see how it works. It was definitely a tight fit, but changing that top part really helped this all work, at least the fan setup I did a couple upgrades. I did this, and I got a box for it today instead of the ghetto thing I was using before. So hopefully all this stuff will help a little better. I know my plastic one was like constantly stripping my wire and wouldn't feed it after a while sometimes if the filament was too heavy. But yeah, hopefully this video helps somebody. I know I probably didn't get technical terms perfect, but I just figured I'd try to help out somebody because it's definitely complicated and the instructions are usually pretty horrible with this stuff, because I know mine were. Alright, have a good day, y'all.